Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. A Finger Lakes man is being honored all across New York State today and tomorrow. Our Maggie Hall brings us the story of Corey Wade.
Flags fly at half-staff at every government building in New York today to honor Staff Sergeant Corey Wade. Born in Canandaigua to his parents Michael Wade and Jill Betts, the 33-year-old Finger Lakes local had served in the Air Force from 2008 until the time of his tragic passing. Sergeant Wade was reported missing during a training operation conducted in early June in the state of Arizona. After a 3-day search, his body was found in the Lake Roosevelt area. An investigation into Sergeant Corey Wade's death is still ongoing. Corey received multiple awards in the service, including the Air and Space Commendation Medal, Air and Space Achievement Medal, Air and Space Outstanding Unit Award, National Defense Service Ribbon, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, and the U.S. Air Force Non-Commissioned Officer Professional Military Education Graduate Ribbon. In a Facebook post from Corey's father, Mike Wade, he says, "I can also take comfort in that Corey had the best job working in a big boys' playroom, filled with all kinds of watercraft, which he absolutely loved, along with the people he had worked with. I feel blessed with the fullest life that we shared for the short time that we had. A large piece of my heart will be forever missing. My boy touched many lives, and I was proud to be his dad." Flags flew at half-staff all day today, July 5th, and will fly again at half-staff tomorrow to honor Sergeant Corey Wade. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News.
A new law means that 15-year-olds will be able to lifeguard at camps in New York State. The previous age requirement was 16 years old for lifeguards at camp. However, the Red Cross certifies teens as young as 15. The new law comes as a response to lifeguard shortages across New York State. All lifeguards, no matter what their age, will be required to complete all of the same requirements and certifications. Pennsylvania's Hills Creek State Park will host 2 free nighttime events this weekend. This Friday at 9:30, visitors can learn all about fireflies and firefly conservation, complete with a firefly watch right next to the Nature Center. On Saturday, the Pennsylvania Wilds Astronomy Club will host a Venus and the Midsummer Sky. Visitors will be able to see Venus in its largest crescent phase and observe the night sky. For more information, call the Hills Creek State Park at the number on your screen. Videographer Caleb Maddle has released his feature on Wesley Bintz pools, including Elmira's Brand Park Memorial Pool. It was announced in June that the pool would be demolished and that a splash pad would be built in its place. In his documentary, Maddle focuses on what the abandoned pools mean to the communities they belong to, alongside of the history of the communities. To see the documentary, search Caleb Maddle on YouTube. It's been a bloody week across the country as multiple mass shootings mar what should have been a festive and patriotic holiday week. Even by recent standards, the rise in violence is alarming. Caroline Shively has more from Washington.
Fireworks litter a D.C. street on the night of the 4th, along with bullet and shell casings, after shots rang out from a dark SUV, turning the holiday into horror.
It stopped and it fired shots in the direction of some of our residents that were outside just celebrating the 4th of July.
No one was killed, but 9 victims were hit, including a child just 9 years old, but the shooter got away. Other shootings this week killed a Missouri woman and her 2 children.
It was a fight over a car that escalated in this driveway, leading to 4 shots.
And in Fort Worth, Texas, where 11 were shot, killing 3.
It's stressful for all of us. It's stressful for the entire city of Fort Worth. It's stressful for the nation. This is going on all over. And quite frankly, we're all tired of it.
This bloody week started with a Baltimore block party that was shot up on Sunday, where 28 were injured, killing 2. And Monday night in Philadelphia, police say a person in body armor sprayed a street with a hail of gunfire, killing 5 people ages 15 to 59. They've charged the suspect with more than 30 counts.
This was random. This was someone who set out to kill strangers, which of course has become way too common in the United States.
All this comes as the Chicago suburb of Highland Park remembered the 7 victims gunned down at their 4th of July parade last year.
It was important for us to say that evil doesn't win, and this is our parade route, and this is our community that we are taking back.
President Biden is calling this a wave of tragic and senseless shootings, and once again calling on Congress to tighten gun laws. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
In a surprise ruling, a federal judge has severely limited government efforts to lean on social media companies like Facebook and Twitter. It is being hailed by free speech advocates, but the White House says it's assessing its options. Here's Doug Luzader.
Well, this injunction means that a number of federal agencies, including the Department of Health and Human Services and the FBI, are now prohibited from some efforts to remove or suppress social media posts.
Well, happy 4th.
President Biden celebrating the 4th at the White House yesterday, just as his administration suffered a major setback in federal court. In a lawsuit brought by the Attorneys General of Louisiana and Missouri, the White House has been accused of trying to influence big tech companies like Facebook and Twitter. And from the administration's perspective, it's part of an effort to combat what they see as disinformation. A federal judge in Louisiana, though, called it an almost dystopian scenario, saying that during the pandemic, the United States government seems to have assumed a role similar to an Orwellian Ministry of Truth.
It's a great precedent on Independence Day to defend the liberty of the American people from a government that's been spying and censoring them.
Backers of expansive free speech rights were delighted. A White House official, though, says this administration has promoted responsible actions to protect public health, safety, and security when confronted by challenges like a deadly pandemic and foreign attacks on our elections.
Well, this is a pretty broad ruling, and it feels a lot more political than judicial. But these are private companies. They make decisions about content on their platforms.
We're going to see this, in all likelihood, continue to be challenged in the court system, perhaps even the Supreme Court.
In the meantime, as this case progresses, the judge is allowing efforts to target posts that involve criminal activity or national security issues. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
Americans have a positive outlook on the future of inflation. A report by the Wall Street Journal says recent surveys show shoppers believe inflation will remain high this year, but also expect it to decline in the future. The report adds Fed officials say shoppers believing inflation will drop will help it to do so and could prevent future interest rate hikes as well. Those surveyed expect to see inflation at 4.1% in the next year and 3% in the next 3 years. Still ahead, we have your midweek forecast. Plus,
if noise is keeping you up at night, new noise-canceling technology inspired by bugs could solve your problems. I'm Marianne Rafferty. Details coming up.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Good evening. That summertime heat was building as high temperatures were climbing towards those 90s, and we're not getting much relief through the overnight. Some of the valley areas may be able to drop down into those 60s, but we will be able to ramp right back up again as we head into our Thursday. Now, note that morning conditions may include some of that patchy fog, so make sure to take it easy on the gas and keep those headlights on. But we will see those temperatures turn right back around into those 90s. And with that moisture, as we can see it with the patchy fog, is going to create some of that excessive heat. So a heat advisory has been falling across the area, as we'll have that in place through the daytime, as actual temperatures will be climbing into those 90s, and then heat indices will be extending at least towards those mid 90s, potentially into those upper 90s. So with this type of heat, especially paired up with lots of sunshine to start off the day, you're going to want to make sure to stay hydrated, take breaks out of that sunshine, and listen to your body areas. Heat illnesses underneath some of these hot sunny days can settle in just minutes. Now, we'll also be talking about a thunder threat that is going to be arriving. Now, during the daytime, you might be able to find up a few pop-up storms due to that heat, but we are going to be seeing that there's going to be a more organized line of some showers and thunderstorms that will be sweeping through late Thursday into Friday, and that is going to be some sticky showers. We're still going to feel a little bit of that humidity around, as that moisture field is still going to be fairly prominent, but this moisture field is going to be used with this frontal system to allow for a few soaking showers as well. And this is going to be the triggering mechanism for an unsettled weather pattern that will take over through the next week ahead, so we could be talking daily shower and thunderstorm chances. Now, we'll still, though, even underneath the unsettled weather pattern, talk about seasonable temperatures as well as times of sunshine to emerge within the forecast. Now, this is going to be your brightest and warmest day, your Thursday, with that sunshine abundant. You can see there's some triggering of some isolated showers due to that abundant heat and humidity, but you can see with more of that dense cloud cover sliding in as we head into Friday morning, that is going to be your frontal system passage. So we start off the day with a few showers, and then as the heating occurs throughout the daytime, even with overcast skies, we'll pop up some more widespread showers and maybe a few thunderstorms. Thunder threat does remain low when it comes to severe risk, but always keep yourself wary as lightning is still a risk. Now, we could get a few decent downpours upwards of about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch will be possible. We'll still be a little bit warmer and sticky, but definitely not as excessive due to the lack of sunshine. But we're still looking at least extending into those 80s, bringing us to a seasonable high temperature. But this is a cold front that is sliding on through, so note that temperatures are expected to continue to hold pull back, as we even will hold to those upper 70s and lower 80s throughout the weekend and into next week, as we will be watching at least some of those daily shower and thunderstorm chances to hold into that Wednesday forecast.